Predicting the 2024 Brownlow. Let's look into it. We absolutely froth a Brownlow medal count. And if you were online last year, you would know the absolute huff that the Brownlow created. Lachie Neale comes out of absolutely nowhere to win the Brownlow. Nick was touted to. They said that he would have had it sewn up by the end of the year, even though he had those weeks where he was injured. There were games when Nick wasn't getting votes when he should have getting votes. There were games when Lachie Neale got 3 votes when he shouldn't have gotten any votes. And it was absolutely, well, pretty much World War III on Twitter and online and stuff. And I remember it so vividly. And Nick, what did he finish up with? He finished up with 28 votes. Lachie Neale finished with 31. So Nick was 3 votes behind the winner. And that's in his second year. And that's just unfathomable. It's absolutely incredible. He had 7 3-vote games last year and will be trying to replicate his 2023 form into 2024. Before we go further into this video, hoodies are still available down below. And if you want to join as a member onto the Swoop Blue channel, it would be so much appreciated. And we'll be doing member exclusive stuff when I'm over in Europe. But now, let's look at all the data compiled by Fox Sports about computer models, champion data, coaches' votes, all the numbers games on predicting the 2024 Brownlow medalist. I will be live streaming the Brownlow on Monday, so that's going to be at 7:30. I'll be in a nice suit and tie. We'll get cozy. I'll be on the couch. We'll get cozy. Join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. So pretty much what all of this data says, the TLDR of all of this data, and people that you talk to, media that you see, just fans predicting their Brownlow medalist winner. It's a 2-horse race. It's Patrick Cripps and it's Nick Daicos. I think Cripps had an incredible season. Probably, I don't know if it was better than his Brownlow winning season, but he did still have a really good season, carrying Carlton on his back again. And Nick Daicos had another stellar, just another immense performance this season where we were absolutely shocking for some of these games, and Nick standing up, he's carrying this team, literally, kind of like what Cripps has been doing with Carlton. He put us on his back and had really carried the team. The thing with the Brownlow medal this year is that Isaac Heaney started off really strong and he'll be a high vote getter, but we know that he got suspended for a week, so he won't be able to win the Brownlow. Nick had a very good middle of the season, so did Patrick Cripps. Cripps is probably ahead of him after maybe round 15 or so, but I think Nick finished off the season really strongly. Cripps had a couple of good games at the end, but I think Nick just pipes him right at the end, vote-wise. But let's see what the models show. So we'll start with champion data. Let's have a look at what they've predicted for 2024. So champion data have predicted 6 of the last 9 Brownlow medalists. They didn't predict Lachie Neale last year. They've got Patrick Cripps on 28.32 votes. So there's obviously a little bit of leeway with their voting. It's not just all round numbers. They've got Nick Daicos second with 23.82 votes. Horne-Francis third with 23.06. So he's only 0.8 votes behind Nick Daicos according to champion data. And they've got Lachie Neale in fourth at 32.58. What's interesting though, Heaney had a really good year, like all year. He's been really consistent. They've got Heaney 10th with 19 votes, which is really odd to me. Jason Horne-Francis, I think he had a great season, but I don't think he had a better season than Isaac Heaney. So pretty much how champion data works is, look, we know the maximum votes are 3 votes, but because of umpire unpredictability, your votes can sit anywhere between 2 and 2.5, and a little bit. They allow variation. So that's why you're seeing Patrick Cripps with 28.32. That's why you see Nick Daicos with 23.82. So it allows some variation, but champion data has Patrick Cripps running away with the medal. So out of all these models so far, we've got Patrick Cripps with 1 prediction. Another model to look at is from Crow's Data over on Twitter. Liam is his name. So he found a correlation between coaches' votes and the Brownlow. So they found obviously that 10 vote games, 10 vote coaches games usually means 3 votes. And it's nice to note that Nick had won the AFL Coaches Association Player of the Year this year ahead of Patrick Cripps, ahead of Isaac Heaney. But it should also be noted that there's no super big correlation between the winner of that medal and the Brownlow medal. It's only happened once, and that was Lachie Neale in 2020. But what we can ascertain from this is that there might be at least 5 games where Nick gets 3 votes. So this year, Nick polled 10 coaches' votes in 5 games, which, you know, if you're going like for like and 10 votes equals 3 Brownlow votes, you're looking at 15 votes. On the other hand, Patrick Cripps had 4 10-vote games, which equates to 12. So again, neck and neck. Liam didn't, from what I can see, Liam hadn't predicted the winner, but if we're going to have a bit of a repeat of when Lachie Neale won it, I'm going to give this one to Nick. So far we've got Patrick Cripps with 1, Nick with 1 prediction. So now we'll look at fan computer models. Now, fan computer models is something that I've wanted to make a video about for so long and just never really had the time because of work and stuff like that. But if you're on Twitter, you probably mainly see it on Twitter, or if you know, I think Fox Sports and all these sort of guys post about it a little bit. But what fan computer models is just, it runs simulation after simulation after simulation after simulation. You probably use Squiggle Ladder Predictor. They've got their own simulation there to predict the ending of the ladder. We're going to look at Stats Insider, Chew the Stat, Wheelo Ratings, which is one of my favorites. I absolutely love Wheelo Ratings there. But you've probably seen it where it's like, okay, we're giving Brisbane a 53.8% chance to beat Sydney in the prelim by a margin of 3.3 points, you know, and the probability of that. And then they know that because they've just run like thousands and thousands of simulations. Like, AI is absolutely incredible. Computers scare me, and robots will take over the world soon. Stats Insider has this as a super close race. They've got Cripps at a 53.9% chance that he'll win the Brownlow, Nick Dacos at 48.7% chance, and they've got Lachie Neale at 4.4%. Now, when I say that they've got Cripps at 53, or let's just say 54%, and Nick Dacos at, let's just say 49%, the voting here is 1 vote. Cripps, they've got him at 33 votes. Nick Dacos, they've got him at 32 votes. So that's 2 to Cripps and 1 to Dacos. Now, if we look at Wheelo Ratings, they've got Nick Dacos at 63% chance that he'll win the Brownlow. They've got Patrick Cripps at 41% chance that he'll win the Brownlow. And if even that is 1 vote in it. They've got Nick Dacos at 34 votes. They've got Patrick Cripps at 33 votes. So that's 2 for Cripps, 2 for Nick. True the Stat, which is the last model that we'll look at, has got Cripps at 34 votes at 59%, and Nick Dacos at 33 votes at 40%. So again, 3 for Cripps, 2 for Nick. Now, ESPN, this is not a computer model. This is just one that I forgot to mention earlier on in the video. ESPN has Cripps on 34 votes and Nick Dacos on 32 votes. So, not overwhelmingly, but a lot of these models have Patrick Cripps winning the 2024 Brownlow. Nick Dacos right behind him. If we put down the stats and all these numbers that are giving me a sort of headache, this is going to probably be the tightest Brownlow we've seen in so long. I know last year was tight as well, but this year is going to be absolutely just next level. I think, if I'm going to give my predictions, I think we're going to see the first joint Brownlow since 2003. I think Patrick Cripps and Nick Dacos both deserve the Brownlow medal. Like, wouldn't that just be absolutely incredible? Cripps gets his second medal. Nick Dacos gets his first medal, and you can't split them. I think that would just be a fitting way to end this year for 2 phenomenal players. One thing I do want to mention, though, is even if Nick, I think he's going to win, but even if Nick doesn't win, just to be in the conversation in his 3rd year to win a Brownlow, he's going to achieve over 30 votes. We know that for sure. Just to be in the conversation with Lachie Neale, Bontempelli, Heaney, Patrick Cripps, these guys are all in their prime. Nick Dacos, he hasn't even hit his prime yet, and we're talking about him like he's already won 2 Brownlows, which is absolutely incredible. He would have had a Brownlow in his second year had the umpires not given Lachie Neale votes when they shouldn't have, and given Nick the votes when he did. Like, I don't even care that Nick, broke his knee last season. He should have had that Brownlow wrapped up by then. He should have been on 34, 35 votes in my opinion. Nick already should be a Brownlow medalist, and he should be going for back-to-back Brownlows this year, or fighting for back-to-back Brownlows this year. But to be, 22, and in the conversation of these guys that are the modern-day greats, Cripps, Lachie Neale, Bontempelli, is just absolutely insane. And I don't think opposition supporters really see that. They don't take a step back. They say, oh, Cripps lost to, Nick Dacos lost to Cripps. It's like, okay, Cripps is a Jet, and he's 28 or whatever he is. He's in his prime. Nick has got so many more years to go before he even hits his prime. Another thing I want to mention, though, is all of these models and all of these things, stats and stuff, they're really discounting Marcus Bontempelli. I thought he had an incredible year. And I think Bontempelli might be able to, if it's not Nick or Cripps, I think Bontempelli might be able to do a Lachie Neale of 2023 and just come out from behind and win the whole thing. Because I thought he had a fantastic year. And I love Bontempelli. He probably deserves a Brownlow. If he doesn't win a Brownlow in his career, it's going to be the equivalent of Scott Pendlebury not winning the Brownlow. One of the best ever players to do it, but doesn't have a Brownlow to his name. So I wouldn't discount Bontempelli as the dark horse. But look, guys, that's just the Brownlow predictions from across the internet. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers, I'll swoop you later.